LP should have gotten banned a long time ago. Look, I probably agree. I probably agree with you, Brent. But the thing is, chat, sometimes I believe that Konami misses their window for when a card is on the hot seat. And I kind of feel like if you miss that window, then the card just kind of becomes like, they kind of just like, they have a tendency of sometimes just forgetting about it. I mean, LP is like an example of that. I'm trying to think of another one. I don't know. People used to say Dante. I think banning Dante would have always been dumb. That ISO take is looking spike. I'm going to be right about ISO. Like if you're saying I'm wrong about ISO, okay, just keep waiting. I'll eventually be right about ISO. This song is perfect for the discussion. If they do a murder list by murdering Virtual World and Drytron, 100%. I don't see that happening, especially Drytron. They banned LP Bro. Would be like the 4 format where Dragon Link would be relevant in 2 years. Ridiculous. Not going to lie. To be honest, all the rulers can go back to 1. Also, this is another thing that I thought about. I probably should have talked about this earlier. For everybody who hates Dragon Link, chat. One thing that I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh players consider about Dragon Link, right? And I think that Dragon Link is what I like to call the last of a dying breed. You guys know how Yu-Gi-Oh is basically just an archetype game now. Like everything is just spoon-fed archetype. You know what I mean? Like Virtual World, just out of the box. Add some pops and hand traps. There's your deck. Drytron, out of the box. Add some hand traps and I don't even know like what the fuck else, preps or whatever. And there you go. The only thing we added to Drytron, I guess, is we added the whole like Dawn Knight Union carrier play, which is kind of cute. I don't know if Jesse Cotton created that or what, but like I'll give it that we created that. You know what I mean? But like even Benton, Ben 10 was in the fucking what was the name of that shitty set? That set that had the Evil Twins, whatever the name, Duelist Genesis Impactors, whatever that shitty set was, chat. That set had Ben 10 in it. Like that's Konami just spoon feeding you, like letting you know, like, hey, play Ben 10 in this deck. The decks like Bird Up exist. Yes. My point is, when it comes to new age deck building, chat, if you want like the golden age of deck building, sometimes I talk about in my videos how 5Ds is like the golden age of deck building because you had decks like Fish OTK and Synchro Cat and Plant Synchro and Teledad. These are not decks, chat. These are not decks that were like given to us by Konami. This is just people coming up with like a bunch of random shit and it just working. Like you figure it out. You just build decks from the ground up. If you ever want an era like that to exist, you actually need decks like Dragon Link. The only archetype in that entire deck basically is what? The Rocket stuff? Maybe the Dragon Maid stuff, which is like 4 or 5 cards. That deck is just a good collection of dragon monsters. It's had constant evolution, but like that is a prime example of like just good deck building. The evolution of it, adding in like Chaos Space and searching Leveneer and Brotar. Like I kind of feel like Dragon Age is a throwback. Bird Up is another example. But if you honestly look at Yu-Gi-Oh chat, at least right now, I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 examples of like deck building creativity that we have. Every other deck in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, chat, that is meta or close to meta is literally just spoon-fed out of a booster set or a structure deck. I thought for a second that dinosaurs weren't, but I think that like I'm pretty sure the dinosaur structure deck has like literally everything that they play except the new crocodile dinosaur, Crocosaur, whatever his name is. Like if you're talking about Miss, Oviraptor, Baby, Fossil Deck, like isn't all of that shit just in the structure deck, chat? Ultimate Conductor, Tyranno, Double Evolution, like literally all those cards are just in the structure deck. You know what I mean? So like everything is just spoon fed to us by Konami. Like now, if you don't have a problem with that, that's fine. If you want like every deck to just be Sky Striker and Salamangreat, where you just open the box, you just you know, take the cards out, add some hand traps and maybe some pops, and you just play the deck like that. That's fine. But some people do kind of want like creativity and just not to feel like Konami just has everything kind of, you know, handed to us. What's it called? It didn't come with Double Evolution Pill or Giant Rex or any of the extra. Yeah, Smitty, I get it, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's not real deck building. Like, Dragon Link is just real deck building. Like, none of that stuff was just, there's no place to just get a dragon. If you tried to compare like the Rocket Structure deck to like Dragon Link, it's like night and day. Like, Dragon Link is just built from the ground up of just good interactions and like deck building. Bird Up is kind of like the same thing too. You know what I mean? Or Lyraloose, Tri Brigade, whatever. But those are like the only two decks, chat. If you look at like whatever you consider the top 15 decks in the TCG, like, is it actual deck building or not? VW, no. Drytron, no. Eldorado, no. Even if you play like Eldorado with different versions, Eldritch, no. Adamantipator, with the Prank Kids, kind of, but for the most part, no. You know what I mean? Like, like if you with Adamantipator, kind of, it's kind of getting to the point where it's like, all right, when you add the Prank Kids in and you're doing like battle, that's kind of interesting. That's a little bit like deck building, honestly. But for the most part, if you're talking about like Adamantipator with Blot Dragon, like, no, it's just fucking play 3 of everything and just, you know, no. What else is good, chat? Dinosaurs, no. It's kind of hard to know what's like actually good in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So sometimes when I want to just think like, what are the top 15 decks, I'll just like go to Simo's list or whatever. PK, I actually think PK is deck building. PK is like the other example where I do believe it is like deck building, because if you're playing something like what BP is playing, Big Pippin, where it's just 50 cards, that deck is not so much just Phantom Knight as it is, I would argue, chat, 3 access or like 3 access. They used to call it what? Like in the OCG, they used to call it like Good Stuff Link or like level 3 Link or something. Like, I would argue PK actually is deck building. You know what I mean? Because you're playing like, so you're playing Phantom Knights, you're playing a tiny Burning Abyss package, you're playing a little bit of some Dangers, you're playing some Tour Guides in there, you have a little Psychic Engine with Teleport and Ghost Ogre, which is a hand trap. Like, there's so many moving parts. I kind of feel like that actually is deck building. Hat? I mean, yeah, Hat definitely, but I mean, ain't nobody playing Hat today. Hat is from what, 2014, chat? Like, Hat is definitely Hat was definitely a deck that was not spoon-fed to us. That's players like, we created Hat. You know what I mean? Gren Maju, yeah. But is Gren Maju, what number is Gren Maju, chat, in Yu-Gi-Oh decks? Is it the 10th best deck? Is it the 8th best deck? Like, I don't know. My understanding is that Susu loves Gren Maju, by the way. I did not know that about him. At least that's what Pac always be saying. 420th? All right, well then there you go. If it's the 20th best deck in the game, chat, does it even matter? Like, who cares? If it's the 20th best deck in the game, like, who even cares? You know what I mean? Like, hold on. Because I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh right now is so warped that it's really hard to tell like what is tier 2 and what's like what's the difference between like tier 2 and like trash tier. I feel like it's kind of warped. Didn't it win a YCS? Yeah. Yassine won that. Not Yassine. Yashan won that YCS. Yashan McNabb. Let's see. Infernoble was deck building, even as an ISO deck. Infernoble is like debatable in my opinion. To me, it's only debatable because they just run a bunch of like random warriors, and I don't know. That's like one I'm unsure of. All right, hold on. We're just looking for his tier list. All right, hold on. Here we go. 2 weeks. That's kind of a long time ago.
His dinosaurs probably still.
All right, here we go. Perfect example. No, no, no. Yes, definitely. No, no. Yes, definitely. No. Infernoble is like, Chad, is Infernoble deck building? This is the only one where I'm like, I don't know. Like, are we watching a CMO video? It was. No, we're just talking about right this second. Like, I don't know. Cause like, they run a bunch of like warriors, but they're just to get to ISO. Like this is the only one where I'm like, I'm not really sure when it comes to what's it called. No, the reason this is not deck building is because it's just like this doesn't count. Like this is not real to me. All right. To me, this is table 500. Table 500 decks don't qualify. And the reason it's table 500 is because of the random generator stuff. If you take the random generator stuff out and make it good, which would just be invoked Dogmatica, then no, it's not deck building. What if I have 3 engines? Yeah, but this is it's table 500. Table 500 decks just means this is shitty replay bad deck. Like Atenza, seriously, would you actually enter this in like a regional? You got a regional tomorrow, you need the top 8. Would you actually play this? And I'm talking about you really want a top. Like, are you playing this? Because I feel like you're just not. Like, you're just not. The generators are good. This card is good. Specifically, if you go, it might be okay going second. It's only good if you go first. And this card's, you're gonna fucking brick with this deck. Give me a test hand with this. Give me a fucking test hand. Let's see. This hand's actually, oh my god, this hand, I mean, I know this is skewed because you're not playing 40. This hand's actually fucking horrible. You open with like 10 copies of Alistair. Alistair. I mean, you better hope to God that Winda pass, or you better hope to God Winda wins you the game. Look at that, God. No, it's not. That's just Winda. Like, that's just literally Winda. That's all you did. You have 3 copies of Alistair. Punishment, okay, I guess. So you're locked out of the extra deck. You're not going to be able to go back-to-back Alistairs. And this card, all it does is just get you... I mean, I guess it can send, like, Fleur-de-Lis to the grave. And then... Or it sends, this to the grave, and then you get, like, this from your deck and get Fleur-de-Lis. It's okay, I guess. 1v1 me, bro. I think... You know what? I think I might. Hold on, let's see another hand. This hand's okay. I think these 2 cards are redundant, right? They do the same thing. You know what I mean? I don't think the generator stuff hasn't done anything. Look at these opening hands. Like, show me when the generator stuff like even does anything. Let's try it one more time. All right, so let's see. I'm guessing you're gonna go Alistair, Makaba, and then just like hope that boss stage, what's it called? You would be surprised, Atenza, how like this will not stop your opponent. You need to understand, I played invoked generators before. One of the main reasons that I did it was because generators only had 1 good normal summon, and Makaba is also like a level 9, so you could summon True King of all calamities. You'd be surprised like how bad it actually was. Like, basically just ending on is can 2 negates win you the game. And it's like, the answer is no. You know what I mean? I'll 1v1 your shitty, what's it called? I don't really see the point of the generators. I'll just be, how different, just play Invoke Dogmatica. Like, the generators aren't doing anything. This hand gives you one more additional negation, I guess. Like, that's fine. But, like, chances are, it's not going to be worth the bricks when you're playing. When you open with, like, boss fight, you're going to see how bad it is, Atenza. Do you want to see the board? I already know what this board is. This board is Makaba, I guess Punishment. Getting Fleur-de-Lis doesn't make sense, by the way, because your field's gonna have a bunch of tokens on it. So this is like Makaba, a hand trap, Punishment. I mean, if you went into Dragoon, that'd be nuts, but... And then on your opponent's turn, you're going to go for boss stage, hoping that you what's it called? And I guess you'll have Har plus 3 tokens. So it's going to be what? Like Makaba in the extra monster zone. Ecclesia, punishment set, hard plus 3 tokens. Am I right? When this deck bricks, you're going to brick fucking badly, dude. Like, that's what you're going to realize. And you're also just going to have a lot of hands with, like, multiple Alistairs. That's the problem that I've been having with this deck, chat. With Invoked, or that was, like, one of the problems that I had with Invoked. How did we get to this discussion? Oh, okay, we were talking about deck building. Hold on. Let's finish this. Altergeist, no. Salamangreat, no. Shadow, no. Sky Striker, no. Prank Kids, no. Phantom Knights, yes. Zodiac, no. Guru. I mean, Guru is like, I'm going to say no. Like, nothing in... Subterra failed so hard that people basically played the deck. People rejected the Subterra theme and just basically played the best monster in it and tried to minimize the rest of the theme as much as possible. So, like, but I don't think it's deck building, though. To me, this is like TG Stun, kind of. I guess even less innovative than that. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Community rejected how Konami wanted us to play the deck and just played it in a much more efficient way that was completely opposed to, like, how they designed it. Burning Abyss, not really. Whether you're playing hand trap Burning Abyss or a bunch of trap Burning Abyss, you're still just running a bunch of BA cards, really. ABC, definitely not. Dragon Maid, not. If you're playing this deck, kill yourself, so maybe too toxic, whatever. And then these two decks, no. Why is this even on here? That's Madcap. No, if you're playing mine, just kill yourself. Alright, that's too toxic. I think I can get banned for saying that. Why is this even on the fucking list? Like, why is who even plays Gravekeepers? Which, by the way, all this deck has become is just Dragoon deck. But do you guys see what I'm saying, chat? About, like, Dragon Link and, like, wanting to kill it and saying, I had no idea you're so cute. I'm bald. For people just saying, like, yo, let's kill Dragon Link. Just understand, chat. Dragon Link is one of the few examples of Yu-Gi-Oh! Of, like, actual deck building in this game that we have. You know what I mean? So, like, just keep that in mind.